Okay, so we're ready to continue talking about founders and manifestations. So the third type of founder we can have is that of incarnation. Now, if you look at the word incarnation, you'll see the word parts in, I-N, which means within. For example, if you inhabit a room, you are within the room. Then at the root, you see the word part carn, C-A-R-N. And that's like with the words carnivorous or carnivore, that refers to flesh. So incarnation means enfleshed, or put into a fleshly or earthly body, to be embodied. And what is being put into an earthly body is the divine. So with incarnation, this is when God comes down on earth and takes on an earthly body. And the two faiths that believe in incarnation are Christianity and Hinduism. The next slide will dive more into this idea of the incarnation within these two faiths. For Christians believe that God became incarnate or put into a fleshly body as Jesus. Now, for Christians, Jesus is not a prophet of God, but God. If you believe that Jesus is not God, but simply a prophet of God, you are not a Christian. One of the tenets of Christianity is this belief that Jesus is God. Now, with Hinduism, Hindus believe that this incarnation, this God taking on human form, has happened literally millions of different times. And when this happens, they're called avatars. So all of the different incarnations are called avatars. And it's because of this multiplicity within Hinduism, it's really, really difficult for us to identify a specific founder of Hinduism. Unlike Christianity, the founder of Christianity is, of course, Jesus of Nazareth. Now, those are the different founders. So again, really quick review. Founders can be prophets, founders can be sages, or founders can be incarnations. Now, when we get to secondary founders, this is a little bit different. What secondary founders do is they develop or reform an existing religion. So the top visual, this is Paul the Apostle. There's Paul. And Paul the Apostle is an example of a secondary founder. Paul the Apostle was not a founder of Christianity, but he's referred to as a secondary founder or a developer. So what Paul did is he took the faith that Jesus started, which was Christianity, and then worked with it and started to refine it and then started to spread the gospel message. Now, the other visual, here the bottom right, this is Martin Luther. Now what Martin Luther did, Martin Luther reformed Christianity. So these developers and reformers, they take what the founder had already established and they work with it some more. And the works of founders and reformers, these developers, they give us denominations as well as the different sects that we can find within religions. And just in case you're curious, these examples on this slide were from Christianity, but the other different religions have all gone through this as well. And this is where we get the different groups that people are familiar with. So taking a look at the last slide, you should be able not just to define, but discuss prophet, sage, and then the idea of secondary founder, developer, and reformer. So it's been good. It's been good being here with everyone talking about founders and manifestations. So now we have established religions. So be well, do good work, and keep in touch.